Shah Rukh Khan is probably one of the most famous men in the world, and his fan following is legendary. And we nearly had a stampede outside the hotel when he came out. And when you get a man like this on the red carpet, especially when it's Black Dandy, I think representation is the most important thing. And we wanted to represent Shah Rukh Khan as Shah Rukh Khan and nobody else.
I'm so sorry, no disrespect, but nobody's watching Bollywood. Nobody in the United States of America is watching Bollywood. The only people in the United States who are watching Bollywood are the South Asians who live in the United States.
And the funny thing is that y'all wanted us to know who he was so bad. Y'all wanted us to recognize who he is so bad. And once we actually stopped and looked into who he was, now we don't like him. Now we know who he is, and we don't like him.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across this video on my FYP of South Asian people, okay, calling out black people for what reason. That these two black women actually interviewed one of their superstars in Bollywood, and all of them keep saying, you need to know who they are. Why don't you know them? Why did you interview them like this? Why did you interview the man like this? He's a superhero. He's the famous man in the world. Like, it was just like, I don't get it. I really do not get it. Like, it was a mess. A lot of these people came out calling out black people, which I'm just going to let the reaction of black Americans roll. Then we come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Hit that subscribe button to be part of the family, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch, then we come back with the commentary.
And the funny thing is that y'all wanted us to know who he was so bad. Y'all wanted us to recognize who he is so bad. And once we actually stopped and looked into who he was, now we don't like him. Now we know who he is, and we don't like him. This is the man who is the face of bleaching creams in India. This is a man who is famous for Bollywood movies, starring in over 80 different Bollywood movies over the course of his 57 years of life. An industry which is known for only casting white-skinned people as representation, where a caste system is in place that highlights only the light, fair-skinned and marginalizes and demonizes those of darker melanated hues. A place that is basically in a state of apartheid. Y'all view darker skinned people as dirty to the point where you won't even use the same utensils as they do. And this is the star of these movies, who are known to cast only the light-skinned women. And y'all wanted us to know who he is so bad, and now that we do, and we don't like him, and now we're questioning why the hell he was even there in the first place. Somewhere where no one even knew who the man was, a very small percentage of people knew who he was, enough for him to be invited. But at the same time, an event that was celebrating black dandyism, black influence within culture, a man who, it has come out, once we did our research like you so graciously asked us to do, has done blackface. Y'all expected us to what, worship him? Let's be honest. What you expected from those beautiful black women who have many accomplishments known to their own names was to be submissive to this white-skinned man. Because y'all view them as beneath him, because you subscribe to y'all's caste system. So y'all's anti-blackness and racism got exposed. And y'all are mad at us?
I'm so sorry, no disrespect, but nobody's watching Bollywood. Nobody in the United States of America is watching Bollywood. The only people in the United States who are watching Bollywood are the South Asians who live in the United States. The first generation, the second generation. That's the only people watching it, okay? Don't make me become patriotic on here, okay? Everybody is, well, South Asians are trying to drag Tiana Taylor because she did an interview at the Met Gala, which she was very respectful, where she didn't know who the person who she was interviewing was, and I guess he's a very large Bollywood star. But it is not uncommon for two people from different cultures and different countries to not know who each other are. He probably didn't know who she was. As long as you're respectful. They wanted to have a Babyface moment. Remember at the Grammys when Babyface was being interviewed and the interviewer stopped interviewing him very disrespectfully to interview somebody else? It was not that moment. And they want to have that moment, and it just wasn't that. I'm seeing multiple videos like, oh, he's bigger than Leonardo DiCaprio and George Clooney. To who? To who? They're not playing Bollywood movies in the theaters in the United States of America, but they be playing our movies over there. Y'all be seeing the American movies over there. Like, I just feel like it's just an excuse to be racist. It's just an excuse to be racist. They don't like when black people had a moment with the Met Gala. The theme was black, okay? And they just have to make it about themselves. They don't do this to white people. They don't do this to white people. But when black people get some shine, they feel like, well, if black people are getting treated well, if black people are getting some recognition, then so should we. So should we. Just like when we got Black Panther, the response was, well, why don't us other ethnic groups get a movie? They need to have a superhero movie with Hispanics. They need to have a superhero. Dang. It's like, damn, if black people, the bottom of the barrel gets treated properly, that's not fair. Like, be so serious. Be so serious.
Maybe it's just me, but Shah Rukh Khan was the disrespectful one in that interview because, like, he acted like he was bigger than the Met. Like, I don't even know what the Met is, but everybody keeps telling me that I should go. So I decided to grace them with my presence. And I'm not even going to be on scene because that's not comfortable for me. But they're not even going to care, basically, because they should just be grateful that I'm going to brace them with my presence anyway. It's very much the vibe that I got from that interview. And then for his stylist to come in and alley-oop that point by saying he's one of the biggest actors in the world and representation matters while being interviewed by 2 black women was not lost on me. And I find it very interesting that the first time that any Bollywood artist has been invited to the Met and the first time that the biggest actor in the world has been invited to the Met is on a night where they're supposed to be celebrating blackness, and while being interviewed by 2 black women decided to be disrespectful and shit in their face. And I don't know if that was lost on anybody else noticed it, or if it was just me. And I don't care what anybody says, they wouldn't have done that to 2 men and they wouldn't have done that to 2 white women. And what do we call that class? Misogynoir. Yes. With that being said, this is why when I choose to make a distinction that I'm black versus POC, this is what I'm talking about. Because, like, you should have saved those thoughts when you were being interviewed by white people.
Respectfully, stop wasting y'all breath with the Shah Rukh Khan, SRK, Met Gala situation. This goes back years. Brown people have never, ever liked black people. Never, ever have they liked, and they don't want to associate any proximity to blackness whatsoever. The only reason why they're trying to find a problem with Ego and Tiana Taylor is because of the fact that they are 2 dark-skinned black women interviewing a Bollywood star. That's what it comes down to. They would have rathered white interviewers instead of dark-skinned black women interview that Bollywood star. And number 2, the Bollywood star even said he was going to come to the Met Gala if his designer had not made him come. So the designer was just utilizing him to his advantage because nobody knew what SRK was and nobody knew who the Bollywood star was. All of the fans of the Bollywood star have made it so nobody in America even wants to watch Bollywood movies, which, by the way, Bollywood movies are like low budget movies, okay? They're kind of like those YouTube African movies that your grandmama watch, and nobody, it's like Tubi movies, you know what I'm saying? Like that's let's just be honest. And okay, Americans didn't know who he was. Yeah, we don't know a lot. There's a lot of people that I don't even know who they are if you mention it to me, and they are American actors and actresses. I understand y'all wanted respect on that man's name because he's like probably the richest Bollywood star in India, I guess, from my knowledge. And the meat and potatoes of it is the fact that they chose 2 black women, dark-skinned black women, to interview this Bollywood star makes them feel like they're trying to associate South Asian diaspora to black culture, and they did not want that. That's not what they wanted to see. They wanted to see 2 white people, even if they were no name, interview a Bollywood star. That's why they're mad, because this goes back, like I said, brown people have never, ever liked black people. If anything, they co-sign racism. When anybody says something racist, they're right behind it to level it up, to instigate it, to put more on the plate, if you will. This is not new.
The worst part about this whole Shah Rukh Khan situation is that the people on TikTok that kept trying to call out Tiana Taylor and Ego were calling them the interviewers. The interviewers were being so disrespectful. The interviewers didn't even know his name, When they are famous people themselves, they have their own career to worry about. They're not interviewers, they're not journalists, but even though they're not journalists, they knew his name and they were being respectful the entire time. The only one that was being disrespectful was his designer, Shah Rukh Khan's designer, that literally blatantly said he ignored the theme of black dandyism and he dressed him the way that he wanted to. He was being very disrespectful to the Met Gala theme and to the black woman that was standing right in front of him. And y'all are being disrespectful by trying to call out these 2 black women when they were the only respectful ones in the situation. Like, were we watching the same interview? Were we watching the same thing? They literally called him by his name. So the people making videos saying, oh, they didn't even know who he was. Are we supposed to know who people in Bollywood is? What is it? No, Nollywood is Nigeria. Yeah, we're not supposed to know who anybody is in Bollywood. We don't. And honestly, I'm gonna be real, we don't care. And now we definitely don't care. And with a little bit of research, we now know that Shah Rukh Khan promotes skin bleaching and he himself skin bleaches. So now we really don't care about him.
Very obvious these guys do not read black people at all. They don't. Okay. You keep hearing these Indian people keep saying those interviewers didn't do their research, those interviewers didn't do this, those interviewers didn't do that. They forgot to mention their names, right? These black women have a name and they are very popular, and they also have a career that they're running, not just your what's his name again, because I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, right? Not just your superstar, okay? These black women are also superstar in their own career and also in the US. People know them, right? But the way these guys keep making it looks like they are just new interviewers that just came on set, that just got a gig, and they're making a mess out of it. For God's sake, if you have watched that interview, you will just be wondering at what point did the disrespect enter, because I didn't see it, right? I don't know about you. Did you see them disrespect that man? because they only asked him how does he feel being the first Bollywood actor in the Met Gala. What else did they expect this woman to tell this man?
I've noticed something. Every time another race celebrates themselves, celebrates their culture, celebrates their people, Black people never ask to be in. We never ask, what about us? We watch from a distance and we celebrate that race right along with them. We celebrate their culture right along with them. We never ask to be included. But when it comes to us, everybody and their mama lined up at the goddamn door saying, what about us? White folks, East Asians, goddamn Congolese. All of y'all are mad at one thing. Black people celebrating our heritage, our culture, our history. Y'all weren't a part of it. Get over it. Y'all mad at Tiana Taylor because she didn't know who the fuck that man was. First of all, he didn't get the fucking memo. It was called dandyism, not celebrate your own culture. He stuck out like a sore thumb. He did not dress for the Met Gala. He dressed so he could be seen. It was disrespectful towards the African Americans who were celebrating their heritage when it came to fashion. I'm happy nobody fucking acknowledged him and knew who the fuck he was, if that's the case. And as far as Congolese, where the fuck did y'all come from? Y'all on a whole nother continent. Talking about Congolese people should have been invited into dandyism. That should have been our shit. If you want that shit, go make your shit. You want to celebrate dandyism? You do it on your own fucking time, not on ours. It is so disrespectful that y'all cannot let us be. Y'all just cannot acknowledge us and celebrate us and say that is their time. It's like we have to share every moment with someone else, and I'm sick of that shit.
If it was two white women who interviewed Shah Rukh Khan at the Met Gala, this would not have been met with any of the discourse that's currently happening. The entire backlash is rooted in anti-blackness. I'm going to show you a interview of the legend Babyface and how he was rudely interviewed, rudely set aside, just so you can see what an actual rude, dismissive interview looks like versus what Shah Rukh Khan experienced with Ego and Tiana Taylor.
The genre with hip hop and rock as well.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
Hello, how's it going, Chapel?
We are here with Shah Rukh Khan, who is the first male Bollywood actor to attend the Met Gala. Please tell us how it feels to make history tonight.
I don't know about history, but I'm extremely nervous and excited. And Sabyasachi, who convinced me to come here.
The only person that was rude in this entire interview process was the designer. He walked into that room with a goal and a mission to present himself and Shah Rukh Khan as the most famous man in the world because he assumed that no one would know who he is, which I understand. We understand as Black people. We understand representation and why it matters. But to show up at the Black Dandy event, being interviewed by two Black women, and after they acknowledged the man, said the man was was making history by being the first Bollywood actor, and then you still wanted to double down and be rude to them? Let's call a spade here, guys. The women are not the one in the wrong.
And just to give you a little bit of context, Shah Rukh Khan is probably one of the most famous men in the world. And his fan following is legendary. And we nearly had a stampede outside the hotel when he came out. And, you know, when you get a man like this on the red carpet, especially when it's Black Dandy, I think representation is the most important thing. And we wanted to represent Shah Rukh Khan as Shah Rukh Khan and nobody else.
Okay, well, Sabi, I think you did your thing. Shah, you look
I will scream this from the mountaintops until I die. When Black people tell you something is anti-Black or it's due to racism, take a second, take a beat, look internally within yourself and ask yourself, could this be the case? There's a severe history of anti-Blackness within the South Asian community with us. So I think that's the reason for it. Do with this information what you will. Have a nice day. Hope you guys stay blessed.
Shah Rukh Khan is probably one of the most famous men in the world. And his fan following is legendary. And we nearly had a stampede outside the hotel when he came out. And, you know, when you get a man like this on the red carpet, especially when it's Black Dandy, I think representation is the most important thing. And we wanted to represent Shah Rukh Khan as Shah Rukh Khan and nobody else.
Let's be crystal clear. The only reason he was the first male Bollywood actor at the Met Gala is because of Black people, period. He didn't build that Met Gala moment because he couldn't. Neither him nor his goofy ass, disrespectful ass sidekick, whatever their forgetful names are, could create that moment for themselves. That's why the disrespect is so loud. It's jealousy disguised as confidence. They hate needing Black people to be seen. Tiana Taylor and Ego Wodum were very gracious. But y'all keep handing out cookout invites to freeloaders who couldn't even jiggle the knob, but then waltzed right through the door that Black folks kicked off the freaking hinges just to spit in our faces. When a white interviewer didn't know who he was, nothing. No smoke for them because they don't have the spine to confront the people who actively oppress them. Instead, they shamelessly tap dance and turn submissive for the people who intentionally and systemically deny them these opportunities. And when they're not pathetically bowing down to whiteness, they're enforcing their own caste hierarchy, bleaching their skin, degrading South Indians, you know, just clinging on to that colonial rot.
Shah Rukh Khan's stylist calling out to those reporters that he is one of the biggest actors in the world. Oh my god, he ate so bad with that.
Not the vultures using African American vernacular English to spew anti-blackness about an event they were never even invited to until black people made it possible for them.
If you're actually trying to get global attention by inviting such global icons, spend some more money, hire some more professional people who can actually do the job, because right now all it shows is how ignorant and stupid the Western world actually is.
He's only a global icon in your own delusions. We do not care. Michael Jackson was and still is a global icon, even in death.
I felt they were a little too ghetto. I mean, you gotta have some sort of professionalism, right, when you're doing these interviews?
Because of black Americans, Indians have been able to immigrate, live, and gain citizenship in this country, period. Some groups owe their entire existence here to the black struggle, yet respond not with gratitude, but with arrogance, disrespect, and unearned entitlement. Let's get one thing straight. This disrespect will not be tolerated.
Somebody please tell me where the entire disrespect is coming from. Please tell me, because I've been watching that video and I didn't see anywhere those women disrespected him. In fact, they called his name. How do you feel? If you ask me who was disrespectful, it was the designer who said everything, that he's the most famous man in the world and all of that. You don't come to a gala where you are just invited to come tell us who the famous man in the world is. Okay, and for God's sake, you didn't even dress him to meet up with the standard of the event, right? There should be like something representing him, like the Met Gala. Okay, what's the theme of the event? He wasn't dressed as such, and yet you guys come online to drag Black Americans for what exactly? Because I'm not seeing any disrespect in this issue, right? I'm not seeing it. I saw a video where a white woman actually did disrespect him, and yet none of you came out to talk about it. Now I saw another video where some white women were interviewing Babyface, and that was so disrespectful. I love the way he walked out on them, because that doesn't tell well. That is disrespect. And where is that energy? None of you came out to really talk about it. It was Asian women, yeah, and none of you came out to really talk about it and say, oh, that was disrespectful. Where is that energy? Where exactly is that energy you guys are sharing around? No, you guys decided to shove it by a corner, and right now you are not feeling so entitled. You wanted those women to bow their knees for them, okay, for seeing your famous star, so they should kneel down or hands up and say, oh, we seen, or get starstruck. I saw a video of this Asian woman who was talking about she feel that they were just starstruck. Excuse you. Do you know who Tiana is? You guys should just do your research before coming online to call out people, because these women are women who are already doing so well in their profession, and they're well known in the US. And I wonder why any of you will ever think that they are just getting a gig for the very first time and they're making a mess of it. No. I just wonder, because you guys don't take your time to, do your research. And now that people are calling you out on your own accord, right? You are not getting angry. At what point can these Asian women just tell themselves the truth? They are not white. And no matter how you try to see yourself, you can never be white, right? I see so many of you trying so hard to get closer to whiteness, even when you know fully well that no matter how close you get, you can never be them. Some of you will just be okay if it was a white woman who interviewed him and said nothing, or even asked him, what's your name? You will be so fine about it. You will not have any issue about it. But now there is a black woman who called his name and asked him how he feels, you're angry about it. How melodramatic, guys. This is so funny. It's so funny. That's to show how much you guys do not like the whole black thing, right? You're not just so excited about it. You are so angry that it happened to be black women who are successful in their career interviewing your superstar. That is why you're angry. That's why you're calling them out and saying that the Met Gala organizers should do better next year by getting better interviewers that we know the names of these people and also do research about them. For God's sake, they called that man's name. I don't even know him. Like, I don't know how many times I watched Bollywood, but I don't know him. I'm just seeing him for the very first time. I don't know him. I don't know for any one of you, but even if he's a superstar, that doesn't mean you should disrespect women who are doing so well in their career as well. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let's have that conversation. What do you think about today's video and these women trying to call out these black women? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. Let's have that conversation. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you all on my next video, guys. Bye.